Today, I continue to read from Maria Simma's book, Get Us Out of Here. It's actually Nikki Eltz who interviewed Maria Simma. Today, we are finding out what the poor souls in purgatory who visited her told her about the churches and church buildings today. Maria, when the poor souls have warned you about the present condition of the church, have they also said anything about church buildings today? Yes, that too. Many things that we would associate with modern churches bother them very much. Churches are only for praying and for meeting with Jesus and Mary. The poor souls say they want there to be no sophisticated equipment, no plush carpeting, and nothing to make things as comfortable as a wealthy living room. The churches are there for you and Jesus to be alone together. Decorations that serve no other function but to decorate have to go because they distract. And the poor souls have also mentioned that much of the so-called modern art horrifies them. Much of it is gruesomely ugly, not to mention historically incorrect. And Mary should again be given a prominent place. More important than anything else, however, is that all tabernacles must, by all means, must be in the center. In the center of the church and not off to the side or even in another room, only in the center. If Jesus is no longer the center of things, then he too will soon be carried out. Then all we are left with is a second town hall. Believe me, every time that someone looks at the tabernacle with love, Jesus then elevates his place in heaven. Then the priest should also return to using the pulpits. Bringing the priest down to the level of the parishioners was yet another of Satan's tricks. Up in the pulpit, they would again gain far more respect. No social functions should be arranged in churches, only holy functions. Bring back the saints, too, at least St. Joseph, St. Michael the Archangel, and the saint after whom the church was named. And I've mentioned the communion railing already. All these things that are missing and all the comforts that have been added in the last decades separate us from our Jesus and thus make Satan very happy. I know of coffee being served, animals on people's laps, and televisions being set up in churches. I've seen churches without holy water and the doors without kneelers, without holy water at the doors. None of this is good. And none of it is within Jesus' wishes. So, Maria, the souls are simply not happy with modern churches? Is that it? No, I have seen several modern churches where everything was all right. One, for instance, in Linz, Tyrol, is very modern, but also very prayerful and done correctly. So, ugly, non-prayerful, and incomplete does not need to equate with modern. But modern is, in most of the cases, ugly, non-prayerful, and incomplete. What about holy functions that the modern churches might have forgotten? Yes, that too. They miss. The poor souls miss processions that are the same as small pilgrimages. Processions for Our Lady or processions for the saints that were such an integral part of spiritual life before. We give parades to sports teams and politicians. Then why do we no longer hold processions for Jesus, his mother, and their saints? Things of this nature bring Jesus and his saints out into the world as it should be, not the other way around by bringing the world into Jesus' houses, as happens so often today. Then also in many parts of the world, the priests no longer go out to bless every home at least once a year. This too weakens the faith and weakens the love and respect that must stay intact between the priests and the laity. It also makes the houses much easier to enter for Satan and his demons. The loss of such holy functions makes Satan perfectly happy. Yes, and also First Saturday devotions have been forgotten in so many parts of the world. They too must be brought back. For matters of this nature, we were given priests to begin with. We need them, and they need us to remind them again of their responsibilities. Maria, can you tell me how Mass is celebrated in your own church here in Sonntag? and whether the souls are happy with how things are done here? Yes, they are satisfied with the way we have kept it here. The communion railing was never removed, and Holy Communion is given only on the tongue. There are never any women around the altar, and that includes during the readings and having only altar boys to serve. Jesus in the tabernacle is in the center, and Our Lady and some saints are prominent in several paintings and statuary. Confessions can be heard every week, and people take advantage of this regularly. Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament and the Rosary are attended regularly also. All of our children are in front during the entirety of the Mass, where I keep them until the adults have left the church. This is only to keep order and silence, and to avoid them having to run and dodge between the legs of the adults. Not much more to say about that. Our next podcast will be about what the poor souls say about the sacrament of confession. I'm Dr. Christine Bacon. Thanks for listening to this informational Bacon Bit. And as always, remember to live your life sunny side up.